you guys here for something special?
What's that?
Are you here for something special?
Are you here for something special?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I just wondered what you guys are hanging out.
Yeah, so for now, I'm just going to go back to what I'm doing. When I'm all
Which
done,
is
I'll be
what,
happy to
though?
explain.
Are you talking to any voters?
Yeah, have you seen what's allowed to happen here?
Yeah,
So-
videotaping people is not one of them.
Sure it is. You're not allowed to videotape people? Is that what you're saying?
Well, they're voting.
You just told me 5 minutes ago that you were familiar with the rules.
How's it going, guys? Watching the Watchmen here, out with Amagansett Press, and today we're in Littleton, Colorado, at the Arapahoe County Administration Building. And
See what's going on, document what's happening here today.
there is in-person voting and ballot drop-off here today. It's November 2nd, day before Election Day, and they have early voting and ballot drop-off. So we're going to take some video, as usual, on public property here of a public building and see if they respect our First Amendment right to take video in public, like I said.
Colorado.
So this is the ballot drop box here. I'm gonna walk over there and get a different angle.
Okay.
Are you guys here for something special?
What's that?
Are you here for something special?
Are you here for something special?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I just
Okay.
wondered what you guys are hanging out. Can I
Don
help you?
Johnson, that's a great name.
Yeah, can I help you?
No, not at all. Thank you, though. I appreciate you asking. Thank you.
You gotta excuse me. I literally didn't know what to say because I wasn't expecting him to come up and say, "You here for something special?" What does that even mean?
Hey guys.
How's it going? What's going on with you?
I'm working. Just
Okay.
asking what you guys are doing with your gear.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
Good. What you guys doing?
Self-explanatory.
Explain it to me.
Who are you?
I'm a county employee. I'm working here.
Oh, okay, I couldn't see you right there. Can I ask your name?
Yeah, it's Tom.
Tom, how are you,
Right
Tom?
there. Good. How are you?
Doing
Can I
well.
ask your name?
Thank you. At work, and there's no...
That's not your name. What's your name?
How are you today, sir?
I'm good.
So what can I help you with, Tom?
You could explain what you're doing.
I could. But if you want to come back out after we're done, I'd be happy to A to Z give you my whole story.
Why do we have to wait till you're done?
You don't have to
wanna know
wait.
what
You can
you're
just
up
go
to.
about your business.
So, you know we have very strict electioneering guidelines and things like that.
Yeah, and
That's
I'm
what
very
making
familiar
sure.
with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Are you
making sure that
familiar
we're-
with them?
Yeah. that's
Okay,
my
so you
job.
know we're not violating any of your guidelines, right?
Depends on what you're doing here.
Well, you can make the, I'm doing exactly what you see me doing, so you can make the determination. Right? We have no intention of violating anybody's rules or regulations, Tom.
Are you talking to anybody who's dropping off ballots
You
about who
can
they're voting for? Or anything
watch
like
what
that?
we do, and if you decide we're violating any of your rules or policies, you're more than welcome to come out and let us know about it. If we're not violating your rules and policies, why are you being so preemptive and assuming that I will?
I'm not assuming anything. I'm just asking for an explanation of what you guys are doing.
Oh, and I
you're
told you
not
I'd be happy to
providing
give you one when I'm done.
Yeah, but
so
that's
for now,
not-
I'm just going to go back to what I'm doing. When I'm all
one. Which
done,
is
I'll be
what,
happy to
though?
explain.
Are you talking to any voters?
Have you seen me speaking to any voters?
I just walked up on the scene. I've been working.
Keep an eye out and you'll see what we do. Sir, are you sheriff? I am. Can I just ask your name and badge number since you came out and engaged with me, just so I know who I spoke with?
Yeah, it's Brad Jim.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your professionalism.
Why am I taking pictures?
Let me just ask you a question, maybe I can see you guys in trouble.
I'm gonna call Peg, our elections director, since
Oh,
we're
everyone,
not being very
there are obviously some very, very clear cut and dry rules and regulations about what's allowed to happen here.
Yeah,
So-
videotaping people is not one of them.
Sure it is. You're not allowed to videotape people, is that what you're saying?
Well, they're voting.
You just told me 5 minutes ago that you were familiar with the rules. Sounds like you're confused. Do you have a copy of the rules and regulations here on site? Because if I am doing something to violate them, I'd be happy to look at it, get educated today, and not do that. Tom just looks like he wants issues, so I'm just going to take it. I would not be within my rights to go inside and videotape anybody filling out and marking their ballots, which I have no interest in doing. But out here in a public forum, there's nothing, nobody's doing anything private. I certainly have no intentions of interfering with anything you're doing here today. All we're doing is simply documenting what's happening. And if you have an issue with us documenting what's happening, then you have to get a little introspective and look at why that is.
He's just making some phone calls.
No, that's absolutely fine. I think we'd love to know what the facts are. And from a legal perspective, you have no issue with this thing.
Not as far as I know. I mean, you don't appear to be violating any electioneering issues.
And no intention of violating any electioneering issues.
But I'm just here to keep the peace.
Oh, I can see it even with the mask on. I can see you got a smile on your face. Your shoulders are down. You're relaxed. You're having a nice day. I'm doing the same.
I mean, I think that my only concern would be if it intimidated people where they couldn't come in and vote. And
Somebody standing here with a camera intimidating you?
yeah,
Well, that would be their issue. not mine.
no,
Oh,
you can't
yes.
stop people from voting. No
If it-
matter what you think.
I'm not trying to stop anybody from voting.
Well, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't stop someone.
Somebody's right to vote does not interfere with my constitutional rights.
Right, but if you might intimidate people.
I'm not intimidated. Do I seem like I'm being intimidating?
So what did she
So,
say?
well, you and I can come inside. Brad knows what to do.
More secrecy.
Monica. Monica is, let's call her Monica. See what it is.
Okay.
In any event, ma'am, I'll
Just
I'll
read the
talk to you
rules, Tom.
inside for a minute.
The rules will explain it all to you.
I've read
I
the rules.
spent
What's your
several
name again?
hours. I spent several hours reading them last night.
What's your name again?
Didn't get it.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Come on in.
What's your purpose again? Didn't get it.
My purpose is to make sure everyone in the Arapahoe County gets to vote.
You've got a tall
Without
job. You've got a tall job, Tom. Better get back to work. See, and it's funny. I'll talk to you because you're being important. It's funny because when you guys came out, we're standing here quiet, not interfering with anybody, just minding our own business. And then them coming out has now created this whole situation. So who created that? So,
Company is the director of elections up here, or?
I think they're working on it.
Yeah.
is there something to hide going on here? I thought people are just, we're a free country and people are freely coming in and casting their ballots.
They are.
And they do that inside in the privacy of the boxed in little area, right? I certainly can't see any of that from here. But again, I really do sincerely appreciate your professionalism and courtesy. And honoring your oath.
Right.
I appreciate that. You know one of the funniest parts is to me, everybody's wearing a mask, you can't even tell who anybody is anyway.
I'm just waiting for my appointment at 2. Yes, it is.
It is. So feels like we might be doing something.
Can you stay out here for just a second? Okay. Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, I thought you were doing slides.
Go ahead.
I gotta ask a question. I'm just curious. So, why?
We're not engaging in conversation, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, you're not? Why?
Following the law.
What law? Whose law? Under what ordinance?
I don't want to engage in conversation. Would you mind explaining it? This gentleman's a county employee. You might want to ask him.
No,
He's a
it doesn't
county
answer
employee.
for you. You're the voter traveler. And guess what? Most of the people voted independently.
That's awesome.
You here to vote or?
Any updates?
Oh, is it with the car?
Any updates?
I'll show you when
A lot. I have
Have you been down?
You like telling us?
no one there.
Okay.
I told you, my interest is in following the rules, which is why I sat out for 3 hours reading the rules. So I'm just asking you if you've come across a rule on violating that on the list. It's really not funny. I don't get like the passive aggressive condescending attitude. There's a very serious thing going on here today. I am not.
Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
What's going on and stay objective. And
We don't have a lot of customers.
right, so then
We won't engage in conversation.
no, that's okay. But then you ask the question.
I didn't ask any questions.
No, I said then what you should do is ask
any
questions.
questions.
Tom asked some questions. Yeah.
But I would like you guys to keep away from this line. This is where our line is if we get one. Fair? That's fair.
Oh, I got you.
Thank you.
I'm just suggesting that I think we're all grown men here, and I prefer believe in conversation. And I think if you're talking about it, you're figuring it out. So if there are any questions, I'm just making myself approachable.
You told me I couldn't talk.
Well, I choose
So you take pictures and
not
see
to
the
answer
address?
certain questions. I'm trying not to engage with the people that are coming here to vote. Tom thinks all this is very fun. I don't know what that is.
Hey, guys,
so
it's okay.
we'll
It's
file
okay.
a complaint against you, Tom. You can think that's fine.
There's no reason, guys. We're just here.
Well, there's no reason to be treating us the way you're treating us.
No one's treating you in any
What
way.
you do is you come up with a smile on your face. You say,
Can't
hey
even see
guys,
my
how's it
face.
going? What are you doing?
You can't even see my.
See, so you're just, okay, so whatever I say, you're right.
There's no conflict at all. So I haven't asked you a single question.
Okay, very good. I'm talking about your, you work here, right?
You do not, correct?
What's your name?
My name's Carl.
Carl.
What's your name?
How do you get?
Okay. Well, that's great. You've already started a good way to communicate.
No. Tom started your good way. When I'm approached with respect, I'll give plenty of it back.
Didn't give you your name.
What do you need it for?
Why'd you ask mine? I was being
Because you're a public employee. And you're operating in your official capacity. So when you
I'm not
are
talking,
operating in your
sir.
official
You guys can
capacity.
stand there.
Say it again. I can stay wherever I want. I appreciate you.
Goodbye.
Just, you might want to give me 6 feet there instead of standing right on top.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It is
Hi, you go this way. You're voting, right?
I have to ask a question.
Yeah, straight ahead, there's a table right there. Yeah?
Tom, not Tom. What's your name, Paul? Could you give me 6 feet?
I'm standing here. I work here.
You just walked up a foot away
You
from
can stand right next to your.
I should move because you just walked over here. I was standing here first. Sir,
Sir,
he's violating the 6-foot rule, so I don't know if you want to do anything about that. If not, that's up to you. I'm literally standing here and he just came and stood 12 inches away from
I
me.
have the right
I can
to stand
smell
by
your
the
breath, bro. You're too close. Even through the mask. Yeah, so why don't you just at least give me some personal space here? I didn't violate yours. Are you trying to get a reaction out of me? You trying to rile me up? Because it's not going to happen. You're not going to have any luck.
No.
So I'm asking you again, would you please give me some
I'm going to
personal
stand
space?
by the door that I work at.
Just so happens to be the door where I'm
I
standing.
don't think I'm breaking any rules. Just like
Oh, you are breaking rules. You're less than 6 feet away.
Nope.
from me. Yeah.
This is the line. This is the line. That's how.
Yeah. Well, I'm standing here now.
Okay.
We'll play your game.
Is it a game?
You started it. Yeah. And I'll win it. So at the end of that,
Okay. All right.
you really don't have a shot, Carl. Go back to work.
Okay. Okay.
Honestly, I would suggest to you that you just let me do what I'm doing and leave me alone. Thank you.
You are. You are.
Appreciate your service to
Absolutely. So,
Here to vote. Okay, go
You're
in.
going to stand that close to me.
Go in to the right now.
We would like to just clear off the walking traffic area for our front door. This is probably too close to the entrance for 6 feet rule, as this gentleman knows. We just like him to stand over here, or where you were before, versus blocking the walk-ins where our customers come in.
Why didn't you just ask me to do that without
I did.
I
did.
I've been taking videos since I got here. So.
I'm not going to argue with you, sir.
Okay, so where do you want? Where are you asking?
Anywhere that's not in the path.
I'm not, sir, I'm purposely standing up. I'm just trying to catch some
This
shade.
is within
And I'm
the capacity.
purposely-
We have customers.
I'll let you
Please.
finish first. So, Officer Wright, the reason I'm standing here is I'm just trying to get a little shade, and I'm purposely standing on this side of the door so as not to block the entrance.
Okay. So you're willing to comply with what they ask?
I'm willing to comply with any lawful requests that I'm given.
No, they're fine.
Okay.
Absolutely. And can I just get your name and badge number so I know where
Yeah, I'll
to
give you a card.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Is this a DMV? Yes.
They seem
Okay, I just
And
want
just so you know, we have no intent of interfering with anything going on here.
That's fine.
We're just trying to objectively document. That's our sole purpose. It's no nefarious activity, no ill will.
Yeah. Let me talk to you for a minute.
So Littleton just got here. not since they've been up here. They started out down there.
Okay. They just want to ask you to stay the distance from the door per the COVID if you don't have a mask on. So if you could stand in the rocks, they would appreciate
I'm just trying to get shade. That's the only reason I'm standing here. And I'm purposely staying away from the door so I'm not interfering with anybody going
I get that, but they want you to stand the 6 feet away from the door.
Well, that's a request. Right?
It's their policy.
It's their policy that you have to stand 6 feet away from the door.
They don't want anybody in the building
I have no intention
with the mask. They don't want anybody within 6 feet of the entrance with the mask.
And that's a law or that's their policy?
That's their policy.
Is there a copy of that I can take a
We
look
can
at?
look at that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Because I'll tell you what I did when I also let the other officer here know. Last night I spent hours reading the rules and the laws in the state of Colorado and the regulations for polling places and electioneering and all that. So did my due diligence and have no interest in violating any of the rules. So if there is a rule I missed, I'd be happy to be educated today and find out about that.
Okay.
Not a problem. But if I am allowed to stay in here, I'd rather just stay in here and be able to be in the shade.
Okay.
Very fair skinned, as you can see, and not looking to stand in the sun all day.
Okay. I understand that. What would get you to move to the rocks?
What would get me to move to the rocks?
Yeah.
There's a flood or a fire?
Asking to step a few feet away from the door.
Well, here, I'll back up to you. How's that? Is that okay? I'm certainly not in anybody's way. I'm not
It's not
interfering
that-
with anyone. And we're outdoors. There is no reason I would have to wear a mask outside.
Okay.
I think
much
his
are-
main concern, sir, was people coming in to vote. That they were concerned that you folks
I
didn't
think
have
their
masks
main
on.
concern is me standing here with a camera. I think that's what their main concern is. So if they would
Okay.
just say that, then we could address that. But since they're trying to make it about 16 other things and look for a loophole, that's where we're at. So I think forthright communication and being direct with each other and honest and talking about what's really going on will be a very expedient way to what we're trying to get to. If there is nothing to talk about, then there's no conversation to be had.
Yep.
And I'd be happy to tell you why I do what I do. If you're interested. This gentleman knows me, he just doesn't remember me, or maybe you do.
No, I remember you.
Good. And how was our last interaction?
It was fine.
Wonderful. Shook hands, smiling, laughing, had a great time, right? So he knows who I am, he knows what I'm doing. So, I'm a firm believer in the fact that rights are like muscles. Okay, and if you don't exercise your rights, you lose them. So this is an exercise of rights, that's all I'm doing. I have a right to stand here and take video, so that's what I'm doing. That's all it is. We're objectively documenting what's going on here today. Simple as that.
Okay.
But these guys want to come out and start playing games with all kinds of nonsense. You should have heard the conversation before you got here.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's all.
Just
That's all
coming
it
here
is.
to assist. That's all.
And can I ask your name? Would you have a business card I can get from you?
I
Just so I
do.
know who I spoke with. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I don't know why everybody's up in arms these days, but I'll tell you what, Officer Geiser, you would do the community a great service in dispelling these fears for people when they don't exist. Like, there's no reason for anybody to be afraid of me standing here with a camera. You're not afraid of me. And most of the, I would say 99 out of 100 people that just walk by me have no concern with what I'm doing. So maybe the folks in here just need to learn a lesson today.
I can't speak for them.
Yeah. No. And I even said to the people that work here, if you could point out something I'm doing that's violating the rules and regulations of being here, I'd be happy to correct that immediately. And I would love to be educated about it and find out what it is. But I do feel confident, nothing's 100% in this world, but I'm confident that I did spend time last night educating myself on what I am allowed to do, what I'm not allowed to do, and I have no intention of crossing that line.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Sounds fine.
And I just want to tell you, Officer Geiser, I appreciate your professionalism and your courtesy. I thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so
should
much.
expect nothing less from me, sir.
Oh, we don't expect anything less, but sometimes we get less. Not from you, but, just like there's good and bad videographers, there's good and bad police officers, there's good and bad football players. So glad to know we ran into one of the oath keepers these days, today. And,
Thank you.
yeah, we appreciate you.
Well, clear check, okay. Shoot her off the print.
See, what I'd love you guys to realize is, the truth of the matter is, if I didn't have a camera with me right now, you wouldn't even be here. Nobody would have called you. So it's all about the camera. That's what we're dealing with. So let's just stick to that.
Do you have your business card on you again?
Business? I don't have a business
You
card.
don't have a business
No.
card?
You know who I am.
Yeah, I have it written down somewhere.
There you go.
On me.
Okay, we can talk. I must have this coffee. Okay.
Do you have a card on you as well, sir, before I forget to ask you?
I do have a card.
May I have one?
Sure.
You already know who I am, you just forgot.
I have, it's at home somewhere.
Well, I'll give it to you before I leave. How's that?
I figured you had a card.
No, I don't have a card. I'll give you my name before we leave. But I would like a copy of yours if you don't mind.
There's not a line.
You can go on in.
I'm just ready to keep it.
Hi there. You here to vote? So there's no way to talk you into standing just a few more feet away from the door.
Well, you know what? If I'm left to do what I'm doing, I probably won't be here very long.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I intentionally don't want to block the door. I'm not trying to block the door, but you know, nothing wrong with standing here. You're standing on that side.
Right. Yeah, you're kind of a standstill. Would be nice to
Why do you want my picture? Huh? Why are they taking your picture?
They have a legal right to.
No, but what's it about? What are you going to do with it? Huh?
They have a legal right, sir. Please don't cause disturbance to the inside.
Just an idea. So I just think, in my humble opinion, maybe an explanation to them at the end of it, once it's concluded and once it's figured out what is allowable and not allowable, they should, you know, the onus is on them to be clear about that because they're the ones running this building. Right? And then, of course, it's my responsibility to know as a citizen what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. And I try to be very diligent about that. So I just want to mention that. I don't know if you're going to talk to them or not, but I think it's a good idea. Just put my 2 cents in that.
Okay.
Nice if the entrance was on the other side of the road. But I think we had a good time. It was probably a little entertaining that day for you. That would help.
Yeah, it was not a big deal.
You know what's funny to me though about this whole situation? If we were causing a disturbance or if there was some obvious violation of the rules or something going on here, but what is the whole theory behind huddling up inside trying to figure something out with the nail behind? Right? You got to think about, and again, another rhetorical statement. I wouldn't ask you to answer that, but
Well,
that's
because of the election, I mean, they're just worried that some people might be intimidated.
But there
I'm
is
not saying you haven't said anything to anybody.
no. But what I'm saying is why are they putting efforts into trying to come up with a reason to make what I'm doing here wrong? That's the issue. That's the real issue that nobody will ever have a conversation about.
I'm just out here keeping peace.
Oh, something tells me if I drank, which I don't, you and I could probably sit down and have a couple of beers and agree on a lot of stuff. I'm sure.
That's possible.
Yeah. But you know, it's just it's like if my son comes home from school, my daughter comes home from school, and not doing anything wrong, and I go in the, I say to my wife, come in the other room, let's try to figure out what she's doing wrong. She must be up to something. I'm glad I don't live in that mindset, because that's a terrible way to live. To me, I try to find the good in people.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And the truth is what we're doing out here is public service, as far as I'm concerned. And there's probably about 35 million people that would agree with that. So it's just that's just the part that baffles me, is I just don't understand why they're in there looking for an issue when there is none. It's kind of like pulling somebody over. If you pulled somebody over and you didn't see anything wrong, there was nothing wrong, would you say to them, you know what, sit here for 20 minutes, half an hour, I'm going to go back to my car and see if I can come up with anything.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No. And it's not ethical.
I don't know
You're
what
not,
you're
no.
doing inside
No,
there.
not
I'm
at
just
all.
out here with you. So.
I could still see your smile under the mask.
No.
Yeah. No, you're a nice guy.
Trying to breathe under the mask.
If it was up to me, I'd tell you to take it off. But I can't tell you, there's been several times, it doesn't happen every day, but there's been several times that our footage has actually assisted law enforcement in what they needed to do. And they were glad we had it. So, just like security cameras at delis and liquor stores, you never know what's... An objective witness that never lies can't be a bad thing. Right? All it does is tell the truth. I can't make it...
I think the main issue was the election. And
well, if I was
as far
inside,
as if there's any intimidation going on, so voters don't feel like they can come in.
No, I think the.
That's what they're looking at.
Whether or not we're intimidating them. Well, you've already determined that we're not, right? Yeah.
Some of it.
All right. So at the end of the day, as long as you guys don't interfere with people coming in and out, no worries.
That's my understanding.
Perfect. Then we're totally good. I think our concern was that some people had some complaints that they filed with us. So we were just concerned.
People filed complaints about us being here today? Really? What, like just Bobo walked in and said, hey, there's guys out there.
Secretary of State's office has stuff.
Secretary of State's office has stuff. Well, people are complaining about the guys doing nothing wrong. You see how silly that is at the end of the day?
I understand. It's just about having access to the doors, right?
Yep.
And then not blocking ADA right?
Okay. Very good. No intention of doing that. All right. And can I get a card from you, or just know who you are?
I don't have it. Carl.
Carl, what's your last name? Herman. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Can I have your name now? Or? You guys visited us before, right?
Deputy Jin knows exactly who I am.
They think you visited us before.
But I will, before I leave, now that you've come out like that, before I leave, I will explain to you exactly what
I think I've seen your father and son.
Let me just, excuse me, sir.
Right or no?
Officer?
Did you visit us before?
Officer.
Did you visit us before? Okay.
Recent one, they came up with a law, put something on it, they changed one word on it.
Yeah, because it looks different from that.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much for your
So I think
professionalism.
flying, just, give things so we can get in now, not to
Absolutely.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, so you ready for my speech?
Speech? I've already heard your speech. You visited us before, right?
So you've heard. So why ask me what I'm doing then?
Because we had customers that came to us. That's all.
Yeah, but you know who I am. So why don't you just tell them we know what they're doing, we know why they're here, they've visited us before, and we know exactly what's
I
going on.
don't think it's okay. As long as we're not blocking the traffic, and if customers try to interact, we'll tell them, hey guys, everyone mind their business, just do your stuff, right?
So then you know what my purpose is here today.
I don't, but it's
don't.
irrelevant. As long as
It's
as
not.
long as we're
No. Let me tell you
blocking
something. My purpose here today involves the Constitution of the United States, so it's anything but irrelevant.
Okay.
And I'm offering to tell you what that is. Tom was very interested, so if neither of you are interested in knowing what I'm doing. Now, it seems like all the steam's been taken out of your whistle since there's nothing you can do to it, but I'm offering to you to tell you what I'm doing. If you're not interested, you're not interested.
I'd be happy to hear. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So what we're doing is we're exercising our rights. This is my son. Okay, you know that already.
Yeah.
My name is Jason Gutterman.
Okay.
Okay, my son's name is Ben.
Okay.
So what we are doing
Thanks,
is...
guys.
I'll explain it to you, but you gotta listen to me.
I've
So-
got customers.
I understand.
So you gotta
There's other
understand.
people. There's plenty of people. You're not the only guy. So we've been traveling the country for the past year. We've gone to 27 different states.
That's great.
Okay? It is great, okay? Because what I'm doing is I'm protecting my rights and I'm protecting your rights. Okay? And we're trying to do that in a very responsible, lawful, respectful way. Okay? So that's what we do. So if we're met with respect, we give respect back. Otherwise, it is what it is. You know, I'm from New York. I have no problem going the
So
other way.
much.
Doesn't it? Are you?
Yeah.
What part of New York?
Well, North Jersey, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, Elizabeth.
I won't hold that against you. I went to school. I went to school in Hudson County for a little while.
No, it's super well.
See, so what happens is when two grown men with intelligence start having a conversation, things start getting better.
Okay.
Which is what's happening right now.
Okay.
Right? So that's the reason that we're here. We're here to. There's a big divide between law enforcement and the citizenry in this country right now. And our goal is to close that gap. We're trying to create open communication and dialogue between law enforcement and the citizens.
Okay.
Okay? And primarily, I'm trying to educate myself as well as my son.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
We're trying to educate ourselves, okay? And we're also trying to educate people who might not know what the situation is. So my goal, to make it short and sweet at the end of the day, is for us to leave here having had us have this conversation, have somewhat of a meeting in the minds, find that middle ground, because if we don't agree with everything each other is doing, that's okay. I don't have to agree with everything you do, but I have to respect your right to do that. And we can find middle ground. We can appreciate what each other are doing. We can have the conversation. If we all shake hands, bump elbows, whatever it is these days, and leave here as better people, that's all it's about.
Very good.
That's it. Simple in a
Keep
nutshell.
these areas open. Nothing the ADA.
Well, you know what? I get the feeling you didn't really hear anything I said, but I appreciate you.
I definitely did. I definitely did.
Well, you're telling me again about not being in front of the doors when I haven't done that once since I've been here in an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, so we probably would agree on a lot of things if we were
I
having a
agree on that for
conversation
sure.
outside of this situation.
I agree with
so
that for sure.
Part of why I'm here is don't jump to conclusions. Okay,
I-
because conclusions are a very dangerous thing these days.
I would agree.
Right?
I
You
would
might
agree.
assume somebody's nice when they're not.
I would.
You might assume something's nefarious when it's not.
True.
So it's best to gather your information.
True.
Start out being conducive to that
Yeah.
information coming in.
That's why I gave you my name in the beginning. Yes. I was
Okay.
trying to make it friendly.
All right, so see, now we had a conversation. Now you're smiling, I'm smiling. Police all went away. There's not a single voter that said anything to me about anything. There's no problems, and that's it.
I know. I'm hoping they don't. If they do, we'll try to talk to them to let you guys do what
Well,
you need
now
to
that
do
you've
for your
realized I'm
documentary.
within my rights to be here, we're not doing anything wrong, I probably won't be here for very long.
That's okay.
That's my goal.
My goal was just to protect our customers. So
Of course, just protect them from real threats and don't instill any false threats into their
I didn't.
minds.
I had 3 people report them.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you know who we are and what we're doing, just quell their fears right away and say, hey, no, we know what these guys are doing. We
got
know
you.
who they are.
Okay.
Don't foster their fear. That's anti what you're trying to accomplish here, right? Well, very good. It was a pleasure meeting you, sir. I'm glad we got to a good place at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I hope you really do, seriously, sincerely understand why we're here and what we're doing, and understand that it's very important stuff. The Constitution of the United States is the only thing that separates us from every other country in this world, right? And people move here from all over the world because of the rights that it affords you.
Like New York.
Well, I don't know. New York's not doing all that hot.
Yeah.
You know? But you know, like I said before, ignore your rights and they go away, and I don't want my rights to go away. That's all it is.
Okay.
Well, alrighty then. Now I will.
I had to tell another person about that one way. You might need to
This guy's got, you have like a little attention deficit disorder or something that you might want to.
yeah.
Seriously.
Okay.
I know you're multitasking and doing all that kind of stuff, but it's a respectful thing to give somebody your attention when you're sleeping in and try to stay on topic instead of jumping from one thing to the other. But I'm going to let you gentlemen get back to work. Always a pleasure, Deputy Jin. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Do you have the name of the channel? You have it written down at home so you can find it? I'll give it to you if you want it. I'm not trying to hide who I am. I'm not looking to divulge that information until we get to this point. That's all.
Are you voting, sir? You have a go right there. You guys voting?
Just like, undercover police work. Those guys don't go out with a badge and tell people who they are until they're done doing what they do. So, same kind of thing.
Do you mind writing it down? Or
I don't mind writing it down at all.
Probably be quicker, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. I'm happy to. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You're going to become a new fan. I'm giving you a lot of entertainment.
Right. Sure.
The other thing I'll tell you is some guys like myself want to come here and do things peacefully and nicely and respectfully. don't try to get the goat because you will, and then you're gonna have a situation on your hands that you're gonna blame them for creating.
Never.
Okay.
No interest at all.
Well, I don't know.
No
Maybe
interest at
after
all.
today you will never. We'll see.
Yeah.
I learned something today. I hope we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah. 50 years old, never too late to learn.
Yeah. That's great.
So Ben and who again?
Jason, this is my channel. That's his channel.
And how do you spell your last name?
Now you want last names too?
Gutterman, right?
Gutterman. G-U-T-T.
Yeah, I got it.
E-R, man. Like the funeral home, but that's the rich Guttermans. We're the poor Guttermans.
Because wasn't the...
You know it because you're from Jersey. See?
Don't you have a place in Long Island or something?
I originally am from Long Island.
Ah!
Can't you tell? You can't tell I'm
A little bit.
I've only
That's
been here a
hilarious.
year and a half.
That's it?
Yeah.
Why'd you got here?
Have you seen what's going on in New York? Foresight is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
New York's a disaster area. I grew up there my whole life, and it's literally. I feel like the Indian. Remember the Indian in the old commercials with the littering?
Yep.
With the tear roll down his face.
Yep.
That's how I feel when I look at New York.
No.
It's really god awful what's happened to that state. I grew up there. I lived there for 50 years, and what a beautiful place it used to be. You know, but I'm not going to get into naming any politicians or anything because of where we're standing and what we're doing. But I think we all know what I'm about to say, or was about to say. It's a shame, and you know what? Hopefully, people will mature a little bit and get back to being solid individuals. You know, this country's got a lot to offer. We live in a wonderful place, and all this fear and paranoia and everything that's going on, it's horrible. It's really horrible. So in our own special way, I have a very long history with photography and video. I spent 30 years on and off as a career with a camera in my hand. So that's why we chose this as our venue to exercise our rights, because it's something that's dear to my heart and familiar to me. When I was at work, I can't tell you how many times my rights were violated on a public sidewalk. So this is what we do.
You guys came to our motor vehicle branches before, am I correct? Am I right on the channel?
Yeah.
Yes. Remember
Probably.
you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So good. Well, I hope we all walk away better people, and at least, you know what? I'm not trying to stand here with any holier than thou attitude. I'm not trying to say I taught you anything, you learned anything from me, but if I inspired thinking, maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years down the road, I might remember something you said, or he might remember something I said, which might help somebody somewhere, somewhere. That's all it's about. Microscopic differences, man. Small change. A simple act of civil disobedience can make tremendous change. That's all it is. And I thank you, gentlemen, for being cordial and professional, and I hope we...
From New York, we're all good, man.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah. We're, you know what, beyond from New York, we're all from here.
You are all from
So we all have to get along, we all have to appreciate each other, respect each other, and that's all it is. So, you gentlemen have a wonderful day. I thank you very much.
All right.
Deputy Jim, have a wonderful day. Thank you, sir.
Alright guys, you saw how that went here at the Arapahoe County Administration Building. I mean, you saw what happened after being here for quite a while. They finally admitted we weren't violating any policies or laws, and conceded that we are allowed to take video and stand in front of the building here. So we accomplished what we were looking to accomplish, and that's about it for this one. Coming to you from the Arapahoe County Administration Building, Littleton, Colorado. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Out.